and maybe, teach you a thing or two about a thing or two. I don't know. Hello, booties. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to talk about how to talk to yourself while you're streaming. Whether you have 0 viewers or 100 viewers, sometimes there's no one talking in chat. And in order to get engagement or start a conversation, or maybe just keep that entertainment value up, you need to know how to talk to yourself. You need to know how to talk on camera when no one else is talking to you. And that's what this video is all about. Boop. Talk about your day, talk about your week, talk about an event that happened. Did something happen at work? Did, someone surprise you and bring you a present at your job? I don't know, did you go to the dentist? Did you go to the doctors and find out that you have a clean bill of health? Talk about that. Be excited about it. Say how happy you are to find out that your checkup went great. The point is, you can just talk. And sometimes talking and filling that dead space filling that dead air is the best thing you can actually do. Because if someone were to come into your stream right now and they see you sitting there quietly doing nothing, they're not gonna want to stick around. And you only have a couple of seconds. I think it's 8 seconds to grab someone's attention and get them to stay. Also, as you were talking about anything that comes to mind, anything that you're interested in, you might get the interest of somebody else who is in chat or someone who just came to your channel. I can't tell you how many times I've brought up a movie and somebody pops up in chat and goes, "Hey, I know that movie," or "That's my favorite movie." And then the conversation goes on about that particular movie. And maybe it got turned into a book series, or maybe it was a book series that got turned into a movie. So then you have people who read books that are super excited, and then they start talking about the comparison between the movie and the book. So basically anything to grab someone's attention is what you want to do. Another thing you can do is talk about plans that you have coming up. Something exciting that's going to be happening. Are you going to Disneyland, in the next year or two? I mean, there's still a pandemic. By the way, are you getting the COVID vaccine? That's something you can talk about as well. Let them know that you got your COVID shot and you're waiting for the booster. Another thing to think about is, what would interest you if you went into a stream? If you were to go into your stream, the things you're talking about, would that interest you? What do you want to hear as a viewer? What do you want to talk about when you go to another stream as a viewer? Think of those things when you are doing your own stream. Now, there is a way that your games can actually help you with talking as well. So if you're playing a story-driven game, say it's a game where you have to read the story, well, there you go. You're automatically talking because you're reading. Make sure you read the things that are on the screen. It makes it helpful for those that are in chat or who are watching, so that way if they are lurking and working on something else, they can still hear and know what's going on, and maybe that'll perk up their ears, and then they'll be interested in what you're saying. It also keeps that dead air non-existent if you are literally reading. For instance, right now I am playing Night in the Woods. It's a lot of reading. So what I do is I will read the dialogue, and then depending on what's going on, I will also talk about the environment, which goes into the next part that I was going to talk about, is the atmosphere of a game. Go over the atmospheric details. Go over what's going on in that game. Do you like the art style? Is it artistic the way that the game was made? Is it super realistic looking? Is it in 3D? I don't know. Is it a 2D platformer? Is it an indie game? If you can find out information about the game and talk about that, that's even better. I feel like when I do a little bit of research on the game and bring that information to the stream, it gets people's attention, it gets them interested in it, and then it also kind of gets them interested in wanting to support the developers of the game. Another thing you can do with gaming is talk about how the game is making you feel. Talk about what you see and what you're doing in the game. Anything you're going to interact with. Oh, I'm going to open this drawer over here. Oh, look, there's clothes in this. Oh, let me open this drawer over here. There's a lot of pens. What do they need all these pens for? Where's all the paper? How are they taking notes without a notepad? Just talk about things. Whatever you are thinking is another good thing that you can bring up. If you are thinking about certain things in the game, if you are thinking about how dark a game looks, or the colors are too bright, if you're wondering what the next move is going to be, talk about that. There are so many things you can talk about. Pretend you're the character in the game. Say you're playing a game. When playing Night in the Woods, I like to sometimes talk as if I'm the character in the game. The character is kind of sassy. There's some backstory that you don't really understand, but you can tell that they're kind of troubled, and they end up getting into a lot of trouble. They're rebellious, and so I tend to pretend I'm that character, and as I'm talking to other characters, I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. I do what I want. I'm independent. And you can just make up things as you go. Get into character. It's a lot of fun for you. It's a lot of fun for your viewers. It's just great all around. Another thing you can do is make a lot of noises and sounds. I know that sounds strange, but hear me out. Imagine you are in a fight scene, okay? There's a big battle going on. You just start making noises. It fills that dead air, and you sound silly. It gets people laughing. It's great. I have done it from time to time as well. And it just works. Again, it's a way to fill that dead air. You don't want any dead air in your stream. Now, when it comes to that, there are also times when you don't want to talk. So one of the times you don't want to be talking is during a cutscene. Whenever there are cutscenes going on, you want your viewers to see what's happening. You want to see what's happening, especially if it's the first time playing a game. You want to pay attention to what's going on. So does your chat. Your chat wants to see it. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into streams and during a cutscene, the streamer is just talking away. And I'm trying my best to listen to what's going on in the story because I'm actually curious about the story. So there are streamers out there who will actually take their webcam and take it off the screen during cutscenes. There are big streamers that do that because they know how important a cutscene can be, and they want the attention to be on the game during that moment. So think of it that way. If you see streamers who are literally taking their webcam off the screen to make sure all that focus is on that cutscene, don't talk during the cutscene. Another reason you wouldn't want to talk is for emphasis. So say something shocking happens. You don't always want to go, to a level 16 and be like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Whoa, and just start screaming. Sometimes not saying anything says more. I wish I could just go up here and then jump over. Practice, practice, practice. You need to practice. I cannot tell you how many times I have sat here. I still do it. I will sit here in front of my camera and I will practice what I'm gonna say. I have a script. Well, okay, today I don't really have a script. I'm kind of going off script and being a little crazy, a little wild, if you will. But I have bullet points. So I am sticking to my bullet points, making sure I hit them because there are certain things I believe need to be said in this video. So I tend to practice what I'm gonna say before I start my video. Same thing goes with streaming. Sometimes you need to practice talking in front of your camera, and the best way to practice is to stream and talk in front of your camera. One great thing I would say, and this is something that I personally have, I didn't do this in the past, and then as soon as I started doing it, I started to see an improvement for myself personally. So like, this is something I have done. Review your VODs. Go back to your VOD after you're done streaming, either that same day or go back to it the next day or in a couple of days when it's still fresh as far as what you had done during the stream. Watch the VOD. Skip around if you have to. You don't have to watch like an entire 6-hour VOD if you streamed for 6 hours. Skip around, see parts where you may have not said much. Look at parts where you did talk and see if you enjoyed what you were saying. Was it funny? Was it serious? Was it interesting? These are things you need to find out. And take notes. Write notes about it. I have a little notepad on my desk and I just write things in it all the time. Whether it's notes for videos, whether it's notes to improve myself, or something someone says I think is a great idea later on down the road. I always write notes. So that's basically it. Don't talk during cutscenes. Don't talk when you need to emphasize something. Every other time, make sure you're talking. If you need help with talking, play a story-driven game. If you don't know what to talk about, just talk about what you see, talk about what you're thinking, talk about your dinner. You know, there are so many things you can talk about. You just have to practice talking. And that is all you need. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought, and maybe give it a little like and a subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and I will catch you next time. Bye.